Hello, all. We're back again with another news story. So let's get into it. Ooh, this one looks weird. Um, mm-mm. When my boyfriend transitioned into my girlfriend, men started to regularly hit on her. It feels like they're erasing our queer relationship. The fuck does that even mean? That's definitely the dude. Did he transition or just put on a wig? Those those look like extensions. Maybe he did grow his hair out. I don't know. But that's definitely a woman. Yep. Hmm. The writer, right? Her partner, Summer. So this is Lucy and Summer. All right. My partner transitioned into a beautiful woman. No. For the first time, I'm being seen as a queer person because of our relationship's dynamic. You know you're weird. Because before you were just an ordinary white girl, and as soon as you got a little bit of freaking diversity, you're like, oh, now I'm one of them. I'm one of the new fangled oppressed group. Right? White women, man, love being oppressed. Love it. Take any chance they can get. When we're in public, people now look at us more, and men hit on my girlfriend. So, and also, uh, Um, when Summer came out as transgender, do you come out as transgender or do you just transition? Well, the people around us, both the people we knew and complete strangers, started treating us differently. Obviously, you changed something, changed the dynamic, you changed the way people are gotta approach you, and you definitely changed the name. So yeah, they're gonna treat you differently. What the fuck's wrong with you? It's like people are new to reality for some reason. They're like, oh, we did this exciting thing, and things changed. Like, yeah, action, reaction. Now that we both identify as women, you don't identify as a woman. You're just a woman. Like, relax. People treat me like a queer woman. No, you're still, no, you're not. For the first time in my life, even though I had been openly identifying as bisexual for years. What is treating you like a queer woman? What does that even look like? Is it because they see you and they see that you look like you're with what looks like a girl? So, I mean, before you were with a dude. So, why would they treat you as if you strangers don't know you? And people that know you, they probably don't treat you like that. So, relax. But I was most surprised by the amount of attention we got from strangers in public, especially from men. What are you talking about? Lesbians always get attention from men. Why is that surprising to you? I thought you were, what is it, pansexual, bisexual? I've always been queer, but now my relationship is undeniably so. Yeah, because you probably got with a feminine man. uh, hey, no shade, but that's probably what happened. And then he transitioned. Before Summer's transition, our relationship passed as heterosexual. Oh, why can't people just live life and stop trying to get attention so much? In other words, when Summer identified as a man, I don't think Summer identified as a man. I think people just saw a man, and Summer had to roll with it. I was straight in the eyes of everyone I knew. My bisexuality was easily erased. What does that even fucking mean? How is your personal sexual proclivities erased because strangers don't acknowledge it? You weirdo. When Summer came out as trans and started to identify as a woman, everything changed. As Summer grew into her newfound femininity, doubt it was newfound, people close to us finally noticed I was queer. No, they didn't. While they were all mostly accepting, they had some inappropriate questions. How do you have sex? Probably the same way they did it before. Um, that's not an inappropriate question. If you come up to people with a new sexual dynamic, I mean, it's literally transitioning from one gender to the next. Like, what the fuck? What do you expect them to say? Can they borrow a cup of sugar? Like, come on, man. Stop being people, bro. That's, I'm not gonna say it, but some people just shouldn't have life. Someone asked me as if the configuration of our genitals had changed in a few short months since Summer's coming out. Yeah, motherfucker asked a weird question, probably thought people would laugh. I don't, it's not that serious. Come on. People ask dumb questions all the time, and you don't have to change your gender for people to say stupid shit. It's not a discrimination. It's just reality. The world is exactly the same as it was before. It's just that more people are talking to you about a specific thing than they were before. Exactly the goddamn same. Your life didn't change. A woman wants to be with a man, right? Is that another question? Summer's mother asked, uh, looking for assurance that they weren't just roommates now. Yeah, yeah, she was just making sure that you two are still in a relationship and not just like friends now. What's wrong with that? She was dropping a hint. She was trying to be subtle about it. It wasn't really that subtle, but yeah, she got to ask because you're bringing it up. You're introducing freaking your new trans girlfriend to your family. What the hell you expect them to say? If this person is not in a relationship with you, what's the point of introducing them? Just to meet new people? I knew these questions, misguided as they weren't misguided. They were intentional. Came from a place of ignorance. No, it didn't. Not malice. It wasn't malice. Yeah, that's true. But it didn't come from a place of ignorance. They know, first of all, they know how sex work, regardless of the configuration of the people. Everyone knows how it works. They know how girl works. They know how guy girl works. They know how guy works. Like, it's not that difficult. So it doesn't come from a place of ignorance. They're just asking questions because there's an awkward goddamn moment. They were a natural and expected part of Summer's transition. But for me, they meant something else. Oh, God. Of course, you're going to make this about you. Summer transitioned, and I'm most affected. I've long identified as queer. No one cares. But for the first time, I was being treated as openly and visibly gay. Still, no one cares. This brought me mixed feelings. Sure, I'm now being seen for who I truly am. Nobody gives a shit. But it comes with the othering that so many queer folks experience. Listen, man, your sexual attraction or whatever, that has everything to do with your personal life, and it shouldn't matter whether or not other people recognize it or not. But you weirdos do shit for attention, and you say, oh, it's because I'm queer. It's like most gay people, most trans people, they're not doing the shit that you weird fucks are doing. Stop making it seem like you're part of the team. You're not. You're just weird. You've always been weird. And then you now have a thing where you can finally get the attention that you wanted, and now you're using it. People take notice of us in public so much more. Because it's unusual. You can wear a bright colored hat and people gonna take notice of you more in public. Summer and I have never been a shy couple. Don't care. We hold hands in public. So what? We hug and sometimes kiss. I'm sure you fuck as well. With strangers around. Yeah, well, if it's in public, strangers are going to be around. We go on dates and shop for groceries. Yeah, normal shit. And none of that changed when summer transitioned, but what did change was strangers' reactions. Strangers would react the exact same way, regardless of what the strange circumstances. The same way if they saw a goddamn a child with big massive lips that swole up or whatever, they would react the exact same way because it's unusual and it's attention grabbing. That's it. They act surprised, like, what is this? And then they move on with their day. Before, you were just another face in the crowd. The first thing I noticed was the looks. People take note of us in public so much more. Before, the only time I felt like this way was when we visited my hometown where the population is majority white. You're white. And your then boyfriend was a Chinese, so hey, he stands out. I too am white. No shit. No shit. But Summer is ethnically Chinese. It was clear that some of the locals were not used to interracial relationships. Yeah, most people aren't. You know who mostly is not used to interracial relationship? Chinese people and Indian people, because they're the most populous people in the entire world. Billions of Chinese, billions of Indians, and they're not used to interracial relationships. So get over your goddamn self about this whole white oppressor bullshit. Every race does it. And people seem to think that only Americans do that shit. Americans are actually very tolerant. But when you go into other parts of the world, oh, no, no, no. They are racist as shit. Have you ever been to Japan? Oh, I have. Trust me, they're racist. Guarantee you, China is even more racist. Anyways, it was clear that some of the locals were not used to interracial relationships. If we felt scrutinized before, it multiplied by 10 the first time we visited after Summer's transition began. And there was another reason that all eyes were on Summer. She became a very beautiful woman. No, 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 no. No, absolutely not. No. Multiple people have described her as having a model-esque stature. Of course, because she's tall and dressed like a woman. Models are tall. Not all models are pretty, by the way. They just have a unique face. Unique doesn't equal pretty. In general, it is hard for women to exist in public without extra attention and scrutiny. Now you're a feminist too? You're just a victim all around, aren't you? Lucy, or is it, what is it, hell is her name? I think it was Lucy. But for Summer, who is conventionally attractive. What is this word? Conventionally attractive? Either you're attractive or you're not. Conventionally. Weirdos. It's rare for her to go out in public without receiving audible comments and flirtations from those around her. As men continue to hit on her, I realize it's yet another way people erase our queer relationship. Or you feel insecure because most of the attention is no longer on you. You asshole. Of course, the majority of this flirtation comes from men. No shit. Most of the attention you were getting before came from men. Most of the attention most women get come from men. Big fucking surprise. But the important thing is the way you classify attention. If it's people looking at you, obviously, and people coming up and talk to you, I would say most attention that anyone gets is from women because women love to talk to people, women love to meet new people, and women are always looking at people. But what they don't do is they don't usually approach people, but men do that. So it depends on how you classify attention. If you classify attention as people actually taking the time out of their day to come and approach you, then yes, most of the attention you get are from men. But I guarantee you, women doing the exact same thing wouldn't be as offensive to you, so you wouldn't classify it as attention. You'd just be like, oh, friendliness. Most of the positivity I get is from women. It's like they're doing the same shit, they're just not as threatening to you. Hell, she's my girlfriend. If anyone finds her attractive, it's me. But the male attention doesn't stop when we're together. Obviously. Once we were walking through a supermarket and holding hands, a man gave her an obvious once-over, and then he tried to start a conversation. Another time, I had my arm around her in a booth that at a bar, and a man approached. Yeah, you're at a bar. If you were at a bar by yourself, a man would approach. But keep in mind, there was a lot of men at that bar, but only one man approached you. He asked her whether she was looking for a company, as if she weren't snuggled into someone else's side already. What are you talking about? Most women go to bars in groups. So it doesn't look like they're in couple just because you two are hugged up. And also, men aren't threatened by other women. So usually don't give a shit. There are countless examples of men acting like this. It's usually aimed at Summer. Yeah, because apparently she's more attractive than you. You're probably fat. Just looking at the picture, I would assume you're probably fat. But I've had my fair share of men asking me out on Facebook. Oh, now it's a competition. My boyfriend transitioned, and now she's my girlfriend, and she's getting more attention than me. But never mind. On Facebook, though, I'm still, despite my relationship status being public, no one cares. It's a strange dichotomy. It is not. It is very common. It's very normal. You are not special. We're so publicly a queer couple now, but some men choose to ignore we are all together. Some men choose to ignore women saying they don't like them. What are you talking about? Some dudes are just like that. There's a reason we have laws, but yet we still have criminals. Because regardless of what you tell people not to do, motherfuckers are going to do it. And guess what most of those criminals are? They're men, because men just happen to be more aggressive, less likely to follow rules. Perhaps if we were more insecure people, these issues would bother us more. No, it bothers you. You're insecure. But Summer and I have built a relationship on trust. No, it sounds like you don't trust that much. Sounds like she's getting more attention than you, and you're feeling a little shaky. We've decided to pay no mind to the opinions of strange men. Or maybe Summer had to make you feel secure about it because you were feeling insecure. And now that's what Summer told you, so now you're agreeing with it. Similarly, we ignore the increased looks in public. No, you don't. I will not hide my beautiful queer relationship because others find it strange or want to ignore it. I thought you were complaining about the opposite. What? Now people want to ignore it? They're welcome to stop looking whenever they want. What are you talking about, you crazy person? You need psychiatric help. Summer, you didn't write anything, so I assume that you're a well-adjusted individual. Anyways, till next time.